You're watching College Game Day, covered by State Farm.
The Dazzlers, Albert and Alberta all out aboard the Bull Gator there, hoping to put the chop down on the Aggies tonight. And if they do so, it'll be because of this great trio of guards, Walter Clayton Jr., Elijah Martin, Will Richardson, the driving force. You see what they're doing, averaging about 45 points a game, and they're plus 251. Both of those numbers best of any trio in the Southeastern Conference, and those great guards are over with Andrea and Jay Will. Jay Will?
All right, Dre, this is our session called Player to Player, where we get a chance to talk with the players as hoopers. So I'm going to start with Will and Walter, you guys first, okay, because you guys were here last year. You guys, as a 7 seed, lose to the 10 seed Colorado. It was a tough game, 102-100, first round of the tournament. Tell us what this offseason was like for you guys getting prepared for this season.
Yeah, that loss definitely drove our offseason, the way we attacked it. So we definitely wanted to come back and just win games and give ourselves the best opportunity to have a great season.
I think I done stuttered. I think the big emphasis was on defense this year. The big emphasis was on defense, and we felt like that was just our worst game of the year. You know, on the defensive side of the ball, so throughout the summer came back. That's the main thing we worked on. It's been a lot better, helped us win a lot of games.
What did you guys work on defensively?
Man, just, you know, rotations. I think we was bad rotationally last year. You know, our bigs, they've been doing a great job whenever we have to switch, you know, getting out on the perimeter, you know, being locked down defenders out there. So just things like that.
And Elijah, when you decided to join Florida, one thing I saw on your Instagram was you said they needed a dog like you. And I've said that a couple of times on this show, and the crowd goes crazy. What mentality and what was your mindset coming into Florida when you talk about being a dog?
Just bringing toughness, you know, bringing my experience and stuff like that, and just using it to my advantage.
You guys, defensively, you guys bring it. Yesterday, when we got a chance to go to practice, it had a different feel to it. You guys had Future on. It was banging. The energy felt live, though, right? Will, take me or talk to me a little bit about just Todd Golden as a head coach. Like, how is he different as a player's coach? I heard him referred to a ton that way. How is he a player's coach?
Yeah, I mean, he just wants the best for his players. I mean, it's easy to play for a coach that's that amped up about winning, just making sure you get the best out of yourself. So it's easy to play for him. I mean, he brings energy every day, and you have to match that energy to get the best out of yourself and do the best for the team.
And Elijah, he was hyped in practice. He was participating in the drills. Like, how has it been different for you from FAU to this?
It's been really good. You know, Coach Golden, he's more energetic, and, you know, that's what we need, and to bring it every day in practice, like Will said, and he does a good job of that.
And all of you came from a mid-major school or a little bit of a lower school and joining the SEC. How would all of you describe what it's like to now play in Florida and compete in the SEC?
It's great. You know, just definitely a lot more eyes on you. I'll say that. And just, you know, the competition is definitely a more physical game in the SEC. And just, yeah, every game is a grind. You ain't going to have no off nights.
It just shows our journey, you know, starting at a lower major or whatever and getting to a high major, you know, it just shows that we put the work in every day and keep getting it better and better.
Yeah, I'm going to push back on that. I kind of feel like, you know, you went to the Final Four last year. You know what I mean? So it's like, what advice do you have? Obviously, that experience was so different for you. What do you think that experience brings to this team here to help you guys get there?
Just probably seeing everything before already and just knowing what we about to go up against and what worked for us successfully at FAU, I can bring it to Florida.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Was there a moment this preseason or like in the summer or a preseason workout where the three of you were like, oh, okay, we can do something?
Every day.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, man.
For sure.
Well, I've been seeing this trend online, and I got to ask you, I don't know how you feel about it, but obviously this comp is always something that's crazy. If you show a picture of your head coach, Todd Golden, there, and the fans go crazy about it. When people say you're the Steph Curry of college basketball, first off, how do you guys as teammates feel about that? Then I want to hear about how you feel about that.
I mean, I agree. We work out with him every day. We see what he does in practice, so we're not surprised by it at all.
I love it, man. It's just so amazing to just see him knock down threes every night, and it just inspires me, honestly.
Man, I think it's just, I think it's great, you know, just that my teammates had to trust in me to do that. My coaches had to trust in me to, you know, shoot those shots. And also, just, you know, whenever they go up, I'm thinking in my head, if I do miss it, man, we got some great bigs down there. They're going to get the offensive
That's right.
So,
green light.
yes, sir.
You know, Walt, your teammates are big fans of you. The fans are fans fans of you. These fans have also made signs for your daughter, and they've shown a lot of love to her. What has it been like being a dad now on your journey?
Man, it's been great. You know, just extra motivation, you know, waking up every morning, seeing her beautiful face. So it's just been extra motivation for me to, you know, just come in the gym every day and just go harder.
All right, one of the best trios in college basketball. Guys, we really appreciate your time. RD?
Well, there have been plenty of winners since Todd Golden has arrived in Gainesville. 64 wins in his first 3 seasons. That's the second most of any coach in Florida history. Predecessor Mike White, now at Georgia, got off to a great start. They averaged nearly 84 points per game this season. School record 86, nearly that last year. They play the way we all want to watch basketball be played, up and down, shoot the ball, put it in the bucket. But they also play defense, one of 4 programs to be in the top 10 in both adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. And it's often a hallmark of teams that go on to win the national championship. And we are joined by the head coach of the Gators, Todd Golden, now. So we've made a big deal out of the calendar turning to March. Why do you think your team is equipped to have success this time of year?
Honestly, the stat that you guys just showed, the fact that we're top 10 on both sides of the ball. Obviously, we had a really explosive offensive team last year, but we didn't guard well enough to advance in the NCAA tournament. We got that right this year. We guard pretty well also. And I think that being so good on both sides of the ball, we have a chance to advance.
You guys beat your mentor, Bruce Pearl, right, at Auburn. You went from the hunter to the hunted. Now, all of a sudden, you're the team everyone wants to get a piece of. So how have you handled that with your group?
It's been our transition this year. You know, early on in the year, we thought we had a really good club, but we didn't necessarily have this respect nationally that we do now. So we got to go after teams. But to your point, over the last month, we've been the team with the target on our back, especially after that Auburn win on the road. And that's just that next step we have to take as a program if we want to be one of the best in America.
How have your guys responded to that? Was there a bit of a chip on their shoulder when they felt as if they were being overlooked early?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of what our program's all about. You know, we kind of think of ourselves as underdogs. You guys talk to Walt, Will, and Elijah about coming from smaller programs. We don't have a lot of 5-stars in our program. Our staff is a bunch of underdogs, and we just try to operate with that chip on our shoulder all the time.
How'd you put that roster together? You got all those guys from mid-majors, and you hit a home run on every single one of them. How do you go about putting together your roster?
You know, the first thing that we look at and that we talk about as a staff is finding guys with great attitudes, great work ethics, but most importantly, guys that want to be Florida Gators. And I think that's really, really important when we're out on the recruiting trail. And we don't worry about rankings. We want guys to come in here and be a part of something bigger than themselves. And just our mentality and the fact that these guys all really enjoy playing for each other, playing together, and enjoy the success of their teammates. And we went out and found guys that all fit that mold.
What's an example of an interaction you might have had with a guy you're recruiting that let you know that he was going to fit the profile to play here?
Yeah, honestly, we let them talk to us about our program a lot. You know, we want them to explain why they want to be part of it. You know, I look at Tommy Houck as a great example of a guy that wanted to be a Gator. The guy grew up with Tim Tebow posters in his bedroom, so we thought we had a pretty good chance when we started recruiting him. Getting Walter Clayton to come back home from Iona was a big one for us. And then Will Richard being the first guy that jumped into our program when we got down here a few years ago. But honestly, all the guys, we got a brand new group since we've been down here. Love every single one of them. They've all been a huge part of our success.
The pressure on this team is a little bit different. Each and every game now is getting closer to March.
Yep.
Come March, what's going to keep you up at night in terms of preparing this team to get to a Final Four and win national championship?
Honestly, you know, I feel great about our group. I really do. They do a great job coming to work every day. I think we do a great job preparing. Like we said, they're very unselfish. There's a lot of other really good teams out there, and obviously, depending on matchups, we'll have to prepare a certain way. But this team does a great job of keeping our coaching staff confident with the way they approach.
What's up with the shoe game?
We got some good, nice little low-top Space Jam 11. They're not bad. Shout out Jordan Talley.
So Seth asked you what keeps you up tonight, big picture. What kept you up at night about this game against A&M?
Man, they're, you know, they play a very, just very physical style of basketball. They get on the glass a ton. You know, they play a math game. They try to get a lot of offensive rebounds, a lot of turnovers. We got to take care of the ball tonight. We got to take care of it. We got to make sure we limit them to one shot. And like you guys were saying earlier, we got to fly this ball up and down tonight and play in transition, get some fast break baskets early, use this crowd to our advantage, the best crowd in the nation behind me right now. And they do a great job of getting us going at home.
Now, see, Seth likes those 45-44 games, but, you know, if you want to play in the 80s, that's fine.
I didn't have tricky players out here.
Todd, best of luck to you. Thanks for being with us. This is a great environment.
Yeah.
You guys have showed up. We look forward to seeing you guys play tonight.
Yeah, they've been great for us all year. Appreciate you guys being here.
All right, Todd Golden, head coach of the Gators, taking on Texas A&M tonight. And you see, being ranked highly in the preseason doesn't always predict exactly how things are going to go. Preseason AP top 10 and where they stand right now. The unranked teams, some of them still in the field. North Carolina among the first 4 teams out. But there are teams in this group that might have the opportunity to make a great run in the NCAA tournament. If you had to look at some of these teams that haven't lived up to preseason billing, who would jump out at you to make a run in the tournament?
I would say that Kansas is the most talented team, I think, out of those teams in that respective list. And I think there are challenges with Kansas, obviously, at home as opposed to on the road. But I just called their game against Colorado. Look, one of the things they're always going to attack is Hunter Dickinson and ball screens. I think he recognizes that, and I think Bill has to bring that out of him. I think Bill's also the challenge, and Seth, you and I have talked about this, portal challenges, NIL payments, things of that sort, but getting A.J. Storr and being able to get Riley Griffin engaged defensively, they don't generate any points off turnovers, which puts more pressure on their offense. But still, when you look at their paper, the talent on paper, I think Kansas could make a run if they can strike at the right time.
Shorten their rotation, which he's done the last 2 games. They're down to a 7-man rotation, basically. And he's going to finally get some consistency. So I agree with that. You know, to me, you look at what do you need to advance in the NCAA tournament? You need good guard play. So even though they've been inconsistent, Gonzaga has one of the best guards in the country.
Ryan Nembhard.
Yeah.
His ability takes care of the ball, creates easy shots. They play with great spacing. They play with great flow. The ball has energy. This is an elite potential offensive team. Now, they have been inconsistent. They don't have that dog in them. At times, the ball does get stuck. But with EK on the post and with Nembhard on the perimeter, if you need an elite point guard, now Nolan Hickman's got to show up. He's got to be consistent. But I think that they would be dangerous in the tournament.
When we say dangerous, and you talk about Kansas and you talk about Gonzaga, like how far is dangerous? Elite 8? Final 4? Like what are you thinking?
I'd say Elite 8.
What about you, Coach?
Elite 8 run. I'm not going to go as far as Final 4.
I would say a second weekend run.